Welcome back to the Black Star video. Today we're going to talk about the state of crypto in the US. What's going on? Let's talk about it. Let's get it. My name is Rich, and today we're going to talk about the state of crypto in the US, what's going on, my opinions, and what I view it as, how I see it, and you can leave your comments down below. If you think that the state of crypto is in danger, I beg to differ, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's get into the video. In an earlier video I talked about how US lawmakers passed 2 bills except for one, and had to do with stablecoins. It left the House of Representatives and passed on over, I believe, to the Senate. Then later on the following day, the U.S. stablecoin bill did pass the House and moved right along with bipartisan support. And as a result, now we have 3 bills at the Senate looking to get passed and signed to law. And again, I do think there's going to be some modifications to those bills, and they will be signed and passed in the Senate by bipartisan support, Democrats and Republicans alike, and then move over into the president's desk to be signed. An article by Cointelegraph: crypto bill passes congressional committee and a huge win for U.S. crypto. The 2 crypto regulatory bills have been passed by the United States House of Financial Services Committee that could finally provide some much needed regulatory clarity to protect consumers and provide clear rules. Passing the historic first House Financial Services Committee just announced the bipartisan Fit for the 21st Century Act to protect customers and provide clear rules of the road for the digital asset ecosystem. And then later on, there was also a bill that passed for the Stablecoin Act. That also passed and moved right along. I was going to play this clip, but I think I'm going to leave it for you guys to play. Link will be in the description. Our congressman have made some historic statements that are very clear and much needed. This bipartisan bill is an effort to move forward, at least by the House, and then move forward to the Senate. I humbly believe that this thing will pass. This is a much needed regulatory framework that we don't have in the US, and it gives some guidance to the SEC and the CFTC to make rules for the crypto industry that are much needed and to identify what is a security and what isn't. Right now, the SEC is pushing to take control because they want to have control of crypto. They want to regulate it in an unregulatory manner, without any guidance, any laws, or anything. They're saying that there's laws in place when in reality there isn't. Now, CoinDesk reported this article in regards to what happened in a new case with Terra Labs regarding the Ripple, where they cited the Ripple case about how these coins are not really securities. I'm not an attorney, and I'm not claiming to be an attorney. I know in some of my videos I make some references about law. However, there are some distinct differences between the Ripple case and the Terra Luna case, and Terra Labs. I'm not going to get into the legalities, but there is a significant difference between the two and why the judge is rejecting the XRP ruling, right? Going against his colleague, another federal judge, and saying that this is not the case here with Terra Labs. I will say this, that pegging something to the US dollar, giving a return on investment on a percentage by allowing them to leverage your asset for loans and then getting a return back can classify as a security. You do have some type of investment contract with the other party. I'm assuming so. I'm not going to say for certain, but this is my opinion. Certain about this, I'm not 100%, but I would say that anything that can fall into an investment contract as deemed by the Security and Exchange Commission, that where there is a contract between 2 parties, in the event of you receiving some type of profit back, especially something pegged to the US dollar, could deem it a security. I'm not 100% certain on that. There needs to be more clarity. I do think that this is a gray area in between the SEC and Terra Luna and what's an investment contract between the individual who's providing the service or the service provider and the person that is taking action with the service provider. We're not certain yet. And this is a gray area. I don't believe this makes the XRP case any weaker, or any coin that represents itself such as XRP. I don't believe so. Just my opinion. So while the FUD was going on with the judge's ruling against Terra Labs, we had this FUD that went on saying the SEC wanted Coinbase to delist coins off its exchange and only list Bitcoin. Then a follow-up article came through that said Coinbase denies the SEC told them to delist everything but Bitcoin. Then this article, they kind of clear it up. It says in July 31st interview with Financial Times, Armstrong reportedly claimed the Securities and Exchange Commission wanted Coinbase to delist nearly 250 tokens on its platform prior to filing the lawsuit against the exchange. Then later on, a Coinbase spokesperson told Cointelegraph, however, that the Financial Times report omits context regarding the conversation with the SEC was inaccurate. The SEC did not request Coinbase to delist any specific assets, as the type of request could only be made following a major vote from the SEC's commission, the spokesman said. The views shared in the FT article may have represented the views of some staff at the time, but did not represent those of the commission more broadly. Then it stated the FCC told the Financial Times that an enforcement division does not make formal requests for companies to delist crypto assets, but its staff may have shared its views on what actions could violate security laws. So to be honest, we don't know what's really being said. Is that some representatives of Coinbase might have shared that view, and the SEC is saying we don't make these type of requests. However, if we did make a request to tell you or tell the entity what actions they can take not to violate SEC laws. So we're not too sure what's going on here. However, it's being omitted that the SEC never told Coinbase this FUD. Let's take it for what it is. It's hearsay rumors and nothing more. All right, so we got a lot of stuff going on with XRP, Terra Labs, Coinbase, and so on. What's going to happen? Laws are going to be passed or they're not going to be passed. We're going to have regulatory framework or we're not going to have it. Are there going to be years and years more of this uncertainty going through the U.S. legal system or not? My opinion is that we will have a framework. We'll have such in 2024. I don't believe it'll happen this year, but it will happen. There'll be some more clarity and guidance from our U.S. Congress and Senate to make it more efficient for the SEC and CFTC to make regulation that is appropriate and to classify what's a security and what's not, what's a commodity and what's not. Those things will happen. They'll happen, I believe, by 2024. We'll get some clarity. Things will get a lot better. And a lot of the jargon that's going on will be faded into history. So don't fret yourself. Don't worry. I mean, I'm not well known and my opinion doesn't matter but so much, but this is how I see things. My little history of the law and how things kind of work in the legal system gives me a little bit more insight on what I think is going to be the right thing to do and what the right actions the U.S. is going to make. Remember that we are usually the forefront and the example of how other countries should proceed. We cannot allow other countries to show us how to proceed. That's not the way the U.S. works. I believe there is some fear and doubt in our Congress and Senate from our legislators on how and what crypto will do on a broader scale. But as time goes on, I think we'll figure that out and things will get better. So let's give our people a little bit of time. Let's not jump the gun. There's a lot of FUD going on and a lot of confusion, trying to confuse you. Stay level-headed. I know that the U.S. is also in heavy debt. Interest rates will still go up from time to time, but things will get better. There are going to be some people who are going to suffer. There are going to be some people who are going to hurt behind this, but it will get better. Again, my name is Rich, and thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. If you like the content, hit that like button. If you want to get notified every time I make a video, hit that bell notification. Subscribe to the channel. Spread the word. Let's get this channel out there to more and more people. Appreciate you. Black Star, light in the darkness. Peace.